So, what do finance experts think about the Retirement Income Review? David Orford is Managing Director of Optimum Pensions, which made two submissions to the review. David, were you satisfied with the results?
Oh, look, I guess they haven't made recommendations. They've covered a lot of ground and it's all interesting stuff. So give them full marks. They've covered the ground, they've listened to the industry, and they've come up with some interesting findings, I think. So yes, full marks.
What are some of the positives out of the review, some of the negatives, and what more should be done?
Gee, there's a lot more should be done. I don't think there are too many bad things. Some people will say doesn't favour my sector or so, but like there's a lot in equity release products. Now they've not been popular in Australia, but you know, I think there are more important things that we should be doing before we get to the equity release products. That should be a last resort. Big industry in the UK. I think the good things are the understanding of longevity products. I mean, the greatest risk post-retirement, the two. One is dying too early and dying with lots of assets. And they draw attention to that fact that with the account-based pension, most people die with it still intact. And that's going to their beneficiaries, their children. Well, it was never intended. That's an unintended consequence. Super fund was set up for the member and their spouse, not for their descendants after they're dead. A second risk is living too long. And of course, that's a great fear of Australians. You know, if you take an account-based pension, the money you get, the income will decline in real terms a bit after your life expectation. So if you live too long, you'll run out of money and possibly live in a caravan in your daughter's backyard and be fed food scraps. So it was good that they got onto that and mentioned that superannuation is not meant to be a wealth transfer mechanism.
So, what is your one key message to the government ongoing in this area? Because none of us has a crystal ball.
Gee, it's interesting. I think the problem that industry has not picked up on lifetime income stream products is just inertia and fear. The government's done its best. It's come out with a SIPA product and the industry said, we can't do it, it's too hard. Well, it's not too hard. If they can administer an account-based pension, they can do this. So I'm not too sure what the government could do, but in other countries, and there are 4 countries around the world where 80% of the population voluntarily take lifetime income streams. 2 of those, the union movement got on board and said, we're going to negotiate for an increase in their contributions. And incidentally, we want to have lifetime income streams as the benefit. In those countries, the union movement was successful. They negotiated with the life insurers, they got a good deal, and then the rest of the population saw what they're doing and said, we'll have some of that too. Now that would be nice if we had something like that in Australia, you know, just people understanding more about lifetime income streams, that if you take them out, you avoid the 2 risks. If you die too early, doesn't matter, you're dead. If you live too long, you get paid an income. So the survey the Melbourne Business School's done, it's called Annuities Across International Retirement Contexts, looks at a whole lot of countries. But some of the people in those countries understand the big risk is living too long and running out of money.
David Orford, thanks so much for your time and for explaining to us about lifetime income streams.
Can I make one more point, Tracy?
Yeah, sure.
One of the interesting things that is in the review is that it says that if you leave the SG rate at 9.5% and people take a longevity product, then they will have more income in retirement than if the superannuation guarantee remained at or was increased to 12% and they took the account-based pension. So that just shows you the power of a lifetime income stream versus account-based pension. It basically provides 30% more income. And it does that because there's no benefit to the children on somebody's death. That money stays in the pool and provides the income for the long livers. It's a good social system. It's what the age pension is based on. We're all in this pool. Some die early, some live long. If you die early, doesn't matter, you can't take it with you. If you live a long time, you need the income. Our children will look after themselves. Standards of living have been increasing. They'll have a better life than we will. So why should we leave money to them? We'll leave them our houses. We don't need to leave them our super. So I think that's a really good understanding in the review that they've come to. And I guess it's up to really the industry to try and take it on board. I think governments set the scene, and that's all governments are meant to do. It's up to industry to take it forward.
We'll wait and see what they do. David Orford, thanks so much for your time.